There are a number of idioms in the English language to express people who may not be too smart. Not the sharpest knife in the drawer, not the brightest candle in the candelabra, but my favorite, a few eggs short of a dozen. It's said that the human brain doesn't fully solidify until the age of 26. So when I tell you that this happened when I was 17, I hope that you'll forgive me. Last week, as you'll remember, I talked about how good kids can end up in the wrong places at the wrong time. This is not one of those stories because we were the wrong place. We created the wrong time. Come back with me again to 1994. And we're at the place where all great ideas are hatched. Where? At the lunch table, of course, in high school. The grand idea, it's Halloween. And what do you do on Halloween? Trick or treat, get candy, throw eggs. I have to say, it wasn't my idea. Blah, blah, blah. The story includes a getaway car, a retired police officer, and a pair of sticks. 2 carloads of kids hop in, and I knew at some point during that evening that many times that I could have stopped this. I was the one with the keys. I was the one with the car. No car, no eggs. The first time was when we pulled over at the 7-Eleven and my friends walk out with what looked like an amount of eggs that you would bring to a food shelter. There wasn't a single bus. There wasn't a single mailbox. And I'm sure there's some people out there with PTSD because they got egged that evening. You can only imagine hundreds of eggs. The end of the night, 12:30, we're underneath that sickly orange-yellow glow next to another urban park, a different one this time. I have a beautiful woman, sorry honey, I did have some eyes back then even, sitting in the front seat. We're having a conversation, 12:30. The second car leaves and heads back home, and we're about to leave. My car door on the passenger side is open. That becomes important. And then my other 2 friends were standing outside having a conversation. I thought we were done. No one else on the street. A car pulls up to a red light. And one of my friends says, watch this. Bombs away! In my head, over and over again, I've played that. And that egg tumbled slowly. But no, it didn't. It went like that. Only I wasn't this lucky that it hit the ground. It hit that car's windshield, splat. Next thing that happens, the car spins up, pulls up, and blocks me in. My car's running. Now I'm trapped. An older gentleman gets out of the car, walks out, comes over to my window, and starts banging on the window. First lesson. Bullets can go through glass. I see the gun. I put the window down, thinking I'm going to calm this guy down. Just got egged. And the first thing he does is put the gun against my face. Starts screaming expletives at me. I did the only thing I could think in that moment, which was, let me pause the story for a second. Martyrs are people who die for the truth. A fool is someone who dies for nothing. And I was about to become a fool. I yelled at this guy after thinking I'm going to calm him down. I didn't throw any eggs. And he just screams at me, and I turn my head to see where my friends are because I wanted to make sure they were safe. Only thing between them and the gun was me and my car. The young ladies ducked down in the seat well, kind of out of view. And my 2 friends, almost like in the movie, you see their feet go into the woods, into the woods, so they're gone. In that moment, I feel a flash of pain in the back of my head, and everything goes black. Split second later, stars in my eyes, pain in the back of my head, and I realized that I hadn't been shot, but I'd been pistol whipped in the back of the head. I don't know if you've ever been hit with steel in the back of your head. It's pretty dang painful. I reached down and I grabbed those 2 collie sticks, those fighting sticks that I had practiced with for 6 months. I was going to kick this guy's ass. But remember, those who die for nothing are fools. And in that moment, something stayed my hand just long enough so that I wouldn't be so dumb as to think I was somehow going to get out of the car, pull these really long sticks out, and start fighting this guy. Next thing he says is, get the F out of here. If you try anything funny, I'll blow your brains through the back windshield. Back up slowly, pull away. And my friends are gone in the woods, so we come back around later, and I see this man cleaning his windshield. Through the years, I used to think, like, what a crazy psycho sitting, like, cleaning his windshield. No. This poor man that we had tortured at 12:30 at night had to clean his windshield off in the middle of the street because of what we did. Horrific. The next morning, we went to the police station. We caught his license plate, so we were, of course, going to turn him in. I go tell the police my story, and they were very intently listening, took the entire thing down, including the license plate. 15 minutes later, they come back in. Their look had completely changed. This is when I knew that not only was someone who could box you in and someone who has a snub-nose revolver, but the way that they treated me after that was very clear that this was a retired police officer. I could say all sorts of things about what could have happened that night, what should have happened that night, but I also told you that I tell my children stories so that we come out of the ivory tower. Last week was, hey, you could be in the wrong place at the wrong time. This time it was, we were the wrong place at the wrong time. That's so when they make bad choices like we did, that they know that they can come to me and say, hey, here's a guy who knows what stupidity looks like. I'm going to share this story with him. So take the eggs, put them back in the carton. Mr. Toastmaster.